Just put a label on it, even if it doesn't change the circumstance. Because there's so much about this moment that is trying to make people feel like they've lost their mind. When in fact, these motherfuckers are crazy.
Hello, everybody. Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for joining Sandra, Pease, Jen, Extra. We are here on a snowy, snowed in, depending on whatever your location is. But I'm in Charlotte. It is snow all over the place. Last night was when it was coming down almost all day. And I didn't really have to leave the house, but I was hosting the 8 and 9-year-old, my niece and nephew. They were coming over. Nothing had been done to my street. So I agreed to meet my sister at the top of the street. Then couldn't get my car back in. But I let the two of them go in. Luckily, I got it back in today. So it's pretty bad, especially if you're not used to it, which I grew up in it. I'm a native New Yorker. I actually love it. I love the snow part of it. I don't like being around the drivers when that part of it starts. So happy Black History Month. Happy Black History Month. I'm wearing my sweatshirt honoring the Exonerated Five. If you've not heard of the Exonerated Five, at one point they were called the Central Park Five. They don't like that name. I don't like that name. The Orange Clown is one of the people that lied on them, took out a full-page ad with his own money, lying on them, but they have been out and about and living their best life for a couple of decades. I think that they had a small payment, 30-something million, I think, to split, but I'd like to see, a lot more needs to be done. And this is just political discourse, have some numerous topics. Mom 59 Works, my sister, one of the moderators, came in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming in during the live. Thank you. And Mama Bees is speaking to her. Thank you so much. My thumbnail and also this picture that you see next to me, this is Hazel Bryant. Carolyn Bryant is Carolyn Bryant, y'all, that's Emmett Till's liar. Her name is Hazel Bryant, the young lady with her face twisted in rage behind the lovely Elizabeth Eckford of the Little Rock Nine. Now, you think Elizabeth Eckford had done something terrible or she hurt someone, and Hazel Bryant's family, what do you think she could have done with that level of protest behind her for the Little Rock Nine? She's on her way to school, her first day of high school. So these people on TikTok, they're screaming and hollering and begging us to get out there. Let me show you the picture that's right behind me. I hope I can take it off without taking myself off. I think I can. Let's see. Right there, those sisters sitting up there watching it burn. That's from the artist, Nabi Robbins. He made that for the 92% following the election. He knew how devastated that we were going to be. And not just us, the whole country. But it's Elizabeth Eckford and Hazel Bryant. The story behind the famous Little Rock Nine screen image. So I'll include the link. It gives the whole story about these two. And they actually met later in their life. I think it was Oprah Winfrey that brought them together. And they thought they were going to be friends. How many know, of course, they were not able to be friends? So this young lady is walking to school. She has sunglasses on. She's dressed beautifully. And she just has a sense of resolve on her face. And following her, their faces twisted in anger. Look at them. Look at them. Men, boys, this young woman, she was a high school student as well. She should have been trying to get her books and stuff together. I like how they described her. They said she's surrounded by a hateful crowd of angry white people, including a girl caught mid-jeer, her teeth bared, her face hardened with anger. It's one of the most famous images of the civil rights era. But it turns out, I lost my place, that the story of the young woman in the photo is even more complicated than the racial drama their faces portrayed. Excuse me, y'all. Elizabeth Eckford, that's Little Rock High, and September 4th, 1957. So it's not as far back as people would have us believe. So there were 9 of them that entered that school. They didn't make it through the whole school year. Here's their jeer. 2, 4, 6, 8. We don't want to integrate. Okay, that's somebody's grandma. That's somebody's grandmother. So they're out here making TikToks and crying now. Don't believe them. And don't you get out there and do nothing, okay? They know how to do it. Welcome in. Hey, Mama Bees in chat. Thank you so much for welcoming everybody in. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much. It helps keep the channel in the algorithm. I appreciate that. Hazel Bryan is her name. Oh my goodness, some of the stuff this lady was yelling. The New York Times, Benjamin Fine, he was on the scene, later described her as screaming, just hysterical, just like one of these Elvis Presley hysterical deals. These kids are fainting with hysteria. Bryan is also credited as shouting, "Go home, and go back to Africa." That's what she's yelling at this girl, her fellow peer trying to get into high school. So that's somebody's grandma, y'all. She's still out here, I'm sure. I haven't even looked her up to see where she is now, but I know when she met Elizabeth Eckford on the Oprah Winfrey Show, I don't think I could have talked to her. I don't think I would have been in the same room as her. I find her repulsive then and now. I don't care what change of heart she's had. So I just brought that up because it is the first day of Black History Month. It is a time when we're watching people scream and cry about losing their country and this, they didn't vote for this and they don't know how to do it and come and help us and we need a bouncy house and we're baking cakes and putting on pink pussy hats and blue bracelets. Look at that girl's face. She's resolved, honey. She knows how to do it. They know how to do it. Also, just giving honor to and for Keith Porter Jr., who we lost New Year's Eve at the hands of the unqualified ICE agents, who we know they're the January 6ers that the Orange Clowns told the Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. And so they've been given these jobs. They've been given $50,000 bonuses. So somewhere around the 300,000 qualified Black women that lost their jobs when he took office, a lot of that money is being distributed for pure evil. Renee Good is the woman that was killed in the car with her wife trying to drive past the protests. And the guy shot her point blank, and then they laughed about it. Felt like Call of Duty. Call of Duty is a military game. A lot of these people I don't believe has been in military. And then the last, the ER nurse for veterans, Alex Pretty. So they got him as well. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much who comes in during the live. They did vote for this. They just didn't think it would affect them. Thank you, Mama Bees. That's all we're saying. So don't sit up here and try to act like you didn't know what was going to happen. You knew exactly what was going to happen. And they were gleeful about it, in my opinion, until, again, it started to attack them. So the latest thing, a lot of people, myself included, we know these Epstein files, they knew about that before the clown took office the first time and now, that he was best friends with this man. He's knee deep in it. And the recent pages that came out, they should put a trigger alert because I haven't read them. I don't intend to read it. Somebody dropped just a little bit of some of what was going on to those little girls and boys there too, y'all. Whew, all of the Epstein he had ordered a bunch of test kits, like 23andMe test kits. They're trying to do something really foul and disgusting down on that island. And the locals actually knew a lot about what was going on. And that was just something that they didn't talk about. Mama 59 Works, happy Black History Month to everyone. They're about to find out. Yeah, they are. They're about to find out. Because we're going to let them. I think they thought a lot of the provocative stuff that they've been able to do would push us out there. Now, I've seen a handful, just a handful. But for the most part, we are working at other things. I know people are doing gardens. Other people are making sure there's a lady I watch online, Woke Gardner, and she puts together like food boxes for seniors. There is an agency in my neighborhood. It's a local nonprofit, a young Black woman. They do that as well. I keep threatening to volunteer. My work schedule, I will figure it out and I will do it. I will do it. So, of course, Don Lemon was arrested. So they took him in, let him go. I saw his husband picking him up. That man he looked like he was furious. And Don had that little cat that ate the canary grin on his face. But we saw Jane Fonda right outside. And I'm going to show you a little bit of Jane Fonda.
And I will fight for their right.
You know, that is the ex-wife to Ted Turner, the founder of CNN. So she's very familiar with Don. Let me turn this all the way up and then show you what I can of Jane Fonda. She's in her 80s. I watched a movie about her on a flight. I think it was called Jane. It's so good. This lady lived a life. Jane has lived a life.
I know Don Lemon. My husband created CNN, and I will fight for their right to speak, which is guaranteed in our Constitution. They arrested the wrong Don. Don Lemon is a professional journalist. He and his producer were doing their job. Nothing more, nothing less. And he's been arrested. And they'll make up all kinds of defamatory things to say about him. That's what they're doing. This is how autocrats act. We can't fall for it. We have to speak up. When a red line is crossed like this, we cannot be silent.
That's Jane Fonda. What they gonna do with her? 80-something-year-old Hollywood royalty. Not a lot they can do with her. Because she's right. They did arrest the wrong Don. So I'm glad Don Lemon got out, but I'm glad they put that front and center. I knew they would overstep, and this might be the thing, but again, everything we say is the thing, and I don't know. But that's the First Amendment, the right to freedom of speech. And Don wasn't leading any protests, as we know. He was covering it. So Jane Fonda is right about that. The intense ICE raids are to distract from the Epstein files. They are, Mama Bees. They 100% are. You saw some of the latest drops, some of the things. Oh my God, Bill Gates, Microsoft's Bill Gates, all the billions he's been giving out around the world. Melinda Gates, who divorced him, she said he would not stop going to that island. But there was a part in there that I was reading about on Threads. So people will talk about it. So you really don't have to read it. You'll see enough. Bill Gates is trying to find out how to get his wife to take antibiotics because he caught something from one of the Russian girls. And I don't doubt that he meant girls. Just disgusting, y'all. These people, these men, just because they have $1 billion or a lot of notoriety or money, doesn't mean they're decent. A lot of them are just disgraceful, disgusting. Drop her info, please, if she has a website. I'll look and see if she has anything. She was standing out in front of that protest. I don't know what Jane Fonda is into now. I know she's still acting, but she has been a long time protester. Remember when she went to Vietnam? I learned about it in school. I had a teacher who was very up in arms about it because he was a Vietnam vet, and they had been fed that Jane Fonda was trying to undermine the U.S. troops. I don't know that it was that. I think she wanted to go into the country, even though the U.S. was at war with Vietnam. She wanted to go into the country and kind of see for herself, because now we see the way they lie and change things around. This is just too much. Mama Bees, exactly. Yeah, we're all in agreement that the intense ICE raids are to distract from these Epstein files, because what's going on now, I'm sorry, the Orange Clown, if he doesn't check out of here first, have one of these hellhounds drag him off, like they did in Ghost, like what recently happened on, if y'all are watching, the Traders US, they had a black banquet and somebody gets dragged off by these hooded men. So I don't know. I just hope it happens on TV. He's on TV all the time. I'd love to see that on TV. Oh, Lord, the two names. They got the two names of the ICE agents that executed Alex Preddy, the ER nurse for veterans. Jesus Ochoa and Raimundo Gutierrez. Y'all, this is sad on so many levels. It just, for that group to, after the exit polls came out and I saw what Latino men did, I was just like, ugh. The Latino women, they were doing the right thing. They're on the right side of history, but Latino men, I don't know why they think they're not next. I don't know why they don't think this group is coming for them, because they are. So this is just sad. This is terrible. Mama Bees, I can't remember what I did. Oh, you must have watched, The Traders. That was so funny to see Yam Yam getting dragged out like that by the hounds of hell with the hood. That was terrifying. I think it could happen. I mean, he's always on TV. He loves being seen. He's getting worse and worse. They have a hard time keeping him kind of focused. He gets up and wanders during meetings and stuff. Okay, so we had, let's see, ICE. Frank Thomas is back in the news. He's one of the most famous White Sox. So it looks like he's upset with a graphic. He recently did a commercial. Frank Thomas is looking good. He's in great shape too. Major League Baseball superstar. Oh, they do. They believe they're white adjacent. But in Miami, they're finding out. They FA and now they FO. So they say he hit 448 of his 521 career home runs during 16 seasons with the White Sox. Let me see what they did to Frank Thomas. Okay, they have a Black History Month display, which I'm surprised about that. But it just says, in celebration of Black History Month, we reflect upon momentous firsts for the White House organization. Let me see what they did. I don't have X. They put it on X. All right, Frank's answer. I guess the black payer who made you rich over there holds all your records is forgettable. Don't worry, I'm taking receipts. He's the Big Hurt. The Big Hurt said he's taking receipts. It looked like they do have a black man's name up there. I'm sorry, it's so small I can't see it, and I'm not on X. I haven't been since the South African boarded, but it looks like they mention, and they do that to pit us against each other. They do mention a record setter with them, but evidently not Frank Thomas, another black man. So he's upset about that. Let me see what else. If they say the name, I want to say the name because I don't want to do that. All right, I'm hearing some activity in the other room. They have been occupying, keeping themselves occupied pretty good. I don't see the name. I'll have to put that in my not the thumbnail, but the description box. All right, we're ready to show Jane Fonda. Oh, we had an Anthony Joseph sighting. You know, he had a terrible accident in Nigeria that killed his two best friends right after he beat that dog down into the ground for walking up like a monkey and then pretending that he was standing up. I found that so disgraceful and disgusting. Jake Paul, he's laying up somewhere now with his jaw wired shut. But we see Anthony Joseph on Threads, so I'll show you a little bit of this. He seems very devastated, but he's looking and sounding good.
How's it going, everyone? I trust you're well. I hope you're well. So, I'm here in front of a camera. Unfortunately, I'm not speaking to all of you people live. If you know my character, I'll much prefer to do that, but there's what I want, and then there's reality. So this is the best way I can reach out to all of you far and wide, worldwide, who are showing so much love, care, support through that tragic, traumatic time where we lost Latson Sina in Nigeria. Look, the last time I spoke to you guys was in Miami. You know, we had so many plans to wrap up 2025, and we were on a mission. We went back home, went to see our families, and everything just got flipped upside on its head. And yeah, it's God's the best planner. We can't plan. We can plan to the best of our capabilities, but you know, that was such an unforeseen circumstance that was out of all of our controls. And not only did I not even want to talk about myself, not only did their parents, their uncles, their cousins, their friends, and myself lose like two great men. We lost people that we dearly care about and have been like major players in all of our lives, major players in all of our lives. It's tough. It's really tough. Like, I'm not going to sit here and show all of my emotions. I know in today's day and age, it's easy to microanalyze people and, you know, pass judgment, but, you know, I know what I feel, and that's all that matters to me. I know what my duty is. You know, they're my brothers, they're my friends, first and foremost. And then we became business partners, we became hustlers, we became lieutenants, we became generals, we became everything. We became housemates, we were living together. Do you know what I mean?
I'm gonna let him go, y'all. He's getting choked up. I can listen to him talk all day, y'all. But he's healing. He lost his two best friends. He calls them his brothers, repeatedly his brothers. We saw them in the ring with him. They were ringside. He said they were business partners. They were roommates for a time. So that was a terrible, terrible accident. Right after probably the greatest thing that happened to him. And then this is automatically the worst. Welcome in, Linnell Seiler. Thank you so much for coming in during the live. Here's Sharon Galbo coming in to speak to myself and the chat. Thank you for coming in during the live. We talked a little bit about this picture. To my left is the beautiful Elizabeth Eckford in shades, bringing up the front, just trying to go to school. And there behind her is a demon screaming and hollering. She's angry. She's really upset that somebody would dare enter her high school. And y'all, she dropped out. She didn't want to go to school any doggone way. But that was what I opened with. So team replay, that's what I'm opening with. And what I just showed you, that was Anthony Joseph, the British Nigerian heavyweight, just reflecting on the loss of his best friends, his brothers, from that terrible accident in Nigeria right after he beat the devil out of Jake Paul and wired his jaw shut and broke it in a few places, and they had to rearrange teeth and everything else. So that's what we've been talking about. Just a few little political topics, political discourse on a snowed in day. So much love to Anthony Joseph and what he's going through. This is just terrible. Terrible. So I have this little hodgepodge of topics. All right, this is another ICE situation, y'all. My notes, these fools don't know that embassies are the same as if you invaded a country because they're sovereign. This was from Threads. This is a story. This was Minneapolis. Okay, so I'll read it to you and then I'll show you what they're doing. That is an embassy. It's the Ecuadorian embassy in Minneapolis. And we know that Minneapolis is actually being targeted because Tim Walz is the governor. He was on the ticket with Kamala Harris, who I believe was cheated out of that election, but it's fine. She stepped back, she conceded, and I want people to stop calling for her, okay? They need to stop calling for, what is she doing? She's this private citizen, and she's doing what she wants to do, which is probably being snowed in, cooking with her nieces, cooking for her husband, minding her pretty black business, and I don't expect her to do anything. Or the Obamas. Stop calling the Obamas, too. So it says mass ICE agents tried to raid Ecuador's consulate in Minneapolis. That's a violation of international law under the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations. It guarantees consular premises are inviolable, cannot be entered without explicit permission from the host country. So Ecuador has filed a complaint with the U.S. Embassy in response. So that's ICE. Look at them. Just ignorant. They're speaking Spanish. They're asking them what are they doing there and letting them know they don't have the right to be there. So that's as if the same thing as if they invaded Ecuador. So this is who they have over there at ICE. They're ignorant. They are a lot of the Proud Boys. And y'all, they are stealing up a storm. They're stealing people's cell phones. One of the young boys, they took a boy off his job at Target, find out he's a U.S. citizen, which they didn't really care, robbed him. They took his watch, his phone. His father tracked his phone. They dropped him off at a Walmart, even though they stole him from Target. Dropped him off at a local Walmart. The father tracked the child's phone to one of those drop boxes in another Walmart where you can just drop your phone and get money right then. So that's the likes of the people that are these ICE agents with the $50,000 cash bonuses to take the job. No experience. They can't get probably former police officers or people like that, veterans. It's just all losers, Proud Boys and people like that. So that's them storming an embassy, the Ecuadorian embassy, and probably starting an international incident. I'm asking the same thing, Kamala. What do they expect Kamala to do? You didn't elect her. That's like me applying for a job, the people not hiring me, and then it's not going right, and they go, well, Sandra P., you didn't come up here. Why didn't you come in? Why didn't you come to work? I was like, why would I come to work? Y'all didn't hire me. You had a chance to hire me, and you didn't. So talk to the person that you actually hired. So these people are not educated. They are so ignorant. The thing is, those of us that didn't vote for this, show you my sisters behind me again, they're 92%. We still have to put up with this foolishness that they got going on. This is another situation that happened. Let me expand this again so you can see her. Rep Omar with her little self. She's one of my favorites. I love her. This is a few days ago. Of course, somebody tried to attack her, and he got close enough to spray something on her. He's been arrested. He's in jail. Of course, he had a criminal record. So he's already a criminal. And he's been arrested. He's in jail. And he didn't expect her to go after him. She balled her little fist up and went right after him. So that's what we need. We need some fighters out here, y'all. This is crazy. Look, just like during slavery, they expect black people to work for free. Hello, Mama Bees. They never got out of that. I heard somebody say during the elections, they said some of these people really thought they were going to get their slaves back. Something's going on. This is crazy. Don't have the sense to be embarrassed. They don't. You have to have a little bit of knowledge to be embarrassed about something. It's pure ignorance. Now, they have moved the little pocket-sized Greg Bavino, the head of it. They've moved him out of Minneapolis and put Tom Homan in, who's equally ignorant. He's just not like up front with it, but he's a dummy too. And right now they're trying to blame everything on Ice Barbie. She's a clown too. Kristi Noem. I'm waiting on her to lose her job. Now, she's already released a statement. She said everything she does is at the behest of Stephen Miller and the Orange Clown. So go ahead, Kristi. Kristi trying to clean things up for herself. Okay, now this is actually, we were speaking of, earlier I was speaking of the Epstein files, Mama Bees and Mama Sil. We already know that, Mama 59 Works, we already know that this is a distraction. And it's a pretty good distraction because that's all we're talking about. But a couple of months ago, Tim Tebow was speaking about his foundation. It is a fight against human trafficking because his father, remember he's the Christian, they try to make him happen, but he's not good at football. But they wanted him out there because he would pray, when he made a touchdown and this kind of thing. So he was telling a story about how he started his foundation. His foundation is because his father was a preacher, he was a missionary, and the father would go to different foreign countries. The father told a story that one time, let me see if this is what they can bring, let me see. If I'll let him tell it. If not, I'll tell you, I'll read about it. Oh, that's a still. I thought it was the picture. But anyway, he is telling his father, a missionary, bought the freedom of 4 young girls being auctioned in an underground conference. Y'all know who made up the conference? Preachers, missionaries, these churches that go on these missions all over the world. They were having a conference. And it was a inner circle of some of the most high people, including Tim Tebow's father. And the father's telling his son and his family that this underground crew from whatever country they were in walked in with 4 young girls. He didn't say teen, he said children, 4, and put them up for auction. And the father at this point worried about his own safety and like, how is he going to get out of there? How is he going to get them out of there? It was a trusted person or 2 came up with the money and bought those 4. So these Epstein files, that's the tip of the iceberg. And there's a lot of payoffs going on because it was what? A missionary group. Christians. They have poor right here. They could go to West Virginia and help some of these kids and put teeth in their mouth and do all kinds of stuff, teach them to read. But they go places, Thailand and different countries in Africa, because they want access to these children. Remember when Haiti had her earthquake all those years ago? Really not too long. I was working at a place. I remember when it happened. When Haiti had that happen, they were catching people driving from Haiti into the Dominican Republic with young children in their vans. White women. Yeah. Yes, they were. So y'all, it's disgusting. It's terrible. It's hard to watch. It's hard to listen to, but the orange man will release him from jail. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, somebody gets arrested and they get Low Tempo Life. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining Sandra P's Gen Extra. I'm doing a hodgepodge of topics, political discourse. So thank you for coming in on a snowy day for some of us. And those of you that are snowed in, I hope you've enjoyed the day. I did, actually, even though I have 2 kind of wanted, kind of unwanted company, but they're not doing anything now that's out of the way. They just got the message that school is canceled for tomorrow. I was joking with my sisters. I said, he stood up and read like a preacher. He can read when he wants to. It was apple cider vinegar, they reported. Oh, that he sprayed on her? Okay. It's scary that you get close enough to spray anything in someone's face, let alone a representative of Congress. And it could have been acid or anything. And that had to be terrifying. Her being Somali and them having a culture of where, sometimes when people want to assault women or deface them, they will spray acid in their face and stuff like that. Just terrible. Trust 612, welcome in. This is another one of my moderators, my sister. Thank you for joining the live. Low Tempo Life. Okay, we're going to put Low Tempo Life out. She is saying it's 83 degrees here. Sorry. I know that's right, Low Tempo Life. I wish I was sitting right there next to you. We have a drink. Oh, that is a trip. 83 degrees. Congratulations. It's still cold here. Mama Peace is welcoming everyone that just came in. Nikki M is a dumb somebody. Don Lemon made the clown trying to lock him up. Yeah, tried to lock him up, but that husband went down there and got him. He's back out. He's back out on the streets, thank God. So Nikki, I think she's pretty much done. Some of the Barbs don't care what she does. She can do no wrong in their eyes, but I never liked her. I've always found her mean. I don't like the way she attacks other women in rap. Me being a Gen X person, the rappers that I know and love will be Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, Queen Latifah, MC Lyte. Those are the ones that I'm familiar with and that I love. And I'm not asking anybody to bow down or kiss the ring, but you can't come in and act like I'm the greatest and the best they ever were. No, you're not. You're derivative. You actually came after Roxanne Shante and some of these others. So I don't like that at all. And I don't care for Nikki because I find her disrespectful. I don't like her. So I don't mind Cardi dragging her. I don't love Cardi either, but I don't mind her dragging her. Leaving work now, it's 32 degrees. Trish 612, let me know how the roads are. Mama Bees, it's 23 here and feels like 10. Ooh, wow. Did y'all get any of the precipitation yesterday, Mama Bees? The DMV, that area, did they get? I think they did. Someone in Virginia was telling me they got quite a bit. Jersey, I know, got some. They always do. Sharon says she didn't back down to him, though. You see, she had her fist ready. She balled that little fist up. She's ready to fight. She knows that nobody's really going to protect her. She better fight and protect herself. I wish they had let her get her hands on him. He was a coward. He started backing away and running right away. You the one sprayed me. Now you running? Just a clown. They should have tuned him up before they took him in. Troy 612, this is about Nikki. She's a joke and been canceled. She been fell off, honestly. She was never really on. Well, that was the one they wanted to push. You know, when she would dress up as Barbie. She always have a problem with women. How you have a problem with Mariah Carey? She used to want to argue with Mariah Carey. I remember when she threatened Miley right on stage. Miley, what's good? What's good? Because Miley made some kind of little corny joke at the Grammys or something. The Grammys are on now, y'all. I'm trying to catch when Lauren goes up. I can't sit through a whole award show anymore. It's too corny. I had a note, but I forgot to put in the actual story, but it was Kai. Reading, I don't know if he's reading, so that's good. He said he's going to read 20 minutes a day. He looks up words. Then I find out he started a clothing line. So I don't know if it's just him trying to get attention. I welcome any new readers. Welcome, Kai. I Show Speed is on the African continent. He has been to so many countries. They're rolling out the red carpet. I'm proud of him. Another young stream I could not stand, but I'm proud of him. Let me go off screen for 1 second. It's getting a little warm in here, and I'm getting ready to sweat. I'm still going to read, though. I don't want to. If I take that down, let me see. Nope. I'm still getting familiarized with this, y'all. They have changed the layout of this. I think there's an overlay I could do. Oh, I don't even have to do all that. You know what I can just do? Turn the camera on for a second. There we go. Okay, so we have I Show Speed. He's on the continent. And then I had a couple of kind of heartwarming videos and a funny one. All right, let's see. And let me go back to the comments. I think I saw a few more comments coming on. Everyone speaking to each other. Haha, where is she? Where is who? Who was I? Oh, the 83 degrees. She could be on a cruise. She could be anywhere. It's no telling what Low Tempo Life. That's what the Low Tempo Life is. She gets in the wind. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm going to be outside in 2026, okay? Mama B says not yesterday, maybe Southern Virginia. We're still digging out from the storm on Sunday and Monday. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the thing. When the temperatures stay that low, it's a mess. Yeah, the gold card looks stupid. It got her citizenship. Mama 59 works. No, they said that didn't get her citizenship. They said that was just some type of memento or just something like that it's not valid because people started pointing out he can't just give somebody citizenship like that. He was trying to sell those $1 million cars, but hers is like monopoly money. It doesn't really do anything. So she's a clown. She's ignorant. I think mainly her affinity to the orange clown dump truck is that her husband is also a PDF file. And so she loves the orange clown because with her husband Kenneth being a PDF file, she hoped that he can get some kind of exemption or something to benefit him so they can live near schools and stuff. I'm not sure. I think Nikki's a little off and has been for some time. Now, some people say she likes the ski slopes. She skis on the ski slopes. That's what they say. I don't know. That's what they say have been going on with her for a long time. So that's a trip. She's a hater and a joke and could never be on the level of Lil' Kim, Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, any of the others that paved the way for female MCs. Nope, not at all. Oh, Phoenix. Okay, that's right. That is nice. That is nice. The orange man don't care about her. What a fool. The way they turn around and disavow what she said, she had the nerve to tweet it. Yeah, look at my gold card. That is crazy. And thought she was doing something. Okay, here is another one. This is, I think he's a millennial, but we've known of him for years. I just love him. He just did that. I can't remember what they call it, but there's a Cadillac. Oh, I didn't know they were going to be singing like that. I'll play a little bit of it. I think it'll be all right. I'll stop playing it. But that is Jason Weaver. That was one of those Cadillac, what do you call it? So they were really paying homage to his music career right after he got off of that show, Smart Guy. He was also on Thea. You remember Thea Vidal had the show with Brandy and Jason Weaver was the little brother? I saw Thea. Thea did a comedy show from a cruise ship out of New Orleans. She was really good. Chris Tucker had one too. And then, of course, they showed him. We all know that he was Simba in The Lion King. And we know that his mom took, she took a paycheck and royalties instead of I think they wanted to pay him like $2 million. But because his mom was so savvy, they were like, no, we'll take a little bit less and some of the royalties. So that ended up working out well for Jason. He was on The Chi. He's still working. He's been out so long. So that is our Jason Weaver. And then I think I might have had a couple more handful of topics. Phoenix. Yeah. Phoenix. You remember that show? Yeah. Jason Weaver has been in so much. Thea had a good show. It was called Thea. Oh, this was funny. Let me show you this man. Okay. Y'all might have seen this because this is on IG. It's one of those reels. Excuse this person's language. He's one of these clowns. Very disrespectful. Wait, let me see something. How does it sound? I'll let it play through.
Miller was about to send him a YN up to Jesus.
I'm gonna let it play again.
him a YN up to.
You hear that guy disrespecting that older gentleman that's on his job and threatening him and stuff? He pulled on him so quick. He pulled on him like that. And then he's like, Miller, why you let him pull you to that point? Somebody in the comments said his first name was Nine and his last name was Miller. And then his surname was Meter. Yeah, he wasn't playing. Welcome in, TNTG Mom. She came in speaking to everybody. It is so good to see you in a live. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming into the live. Some of these young people are just so disrespectful. I don't blame Mr. Miller. So he's armed security. He must be really qualified because most of the security guards, they don't let them really carry like that. And then again, I don't know. Maybe he's not supposed to. I don't know. But that other security was very slow bringing up the rear. So Mr. Miller had to go ahead and take care of himself. It's so sad, too. I laugh. White fur coat with sandals. Oh, did she have on sandals? That was Nikki. I saw the white fur coat. She had on sandals. That is a mess. That is too much of a mess. I see. I think that was the last political topic. Let me see. There was one more, not a fun topic, but just a topic. If you watch my reviews for Married to Medicine, we have been talking about King all season. Some have been talking about him last season, the way he treats Quad. But I was looking at the Bravo Shade Room, and somebody had left a comment, and they said, I don't think they're together anymore. This is King and Quad. I don't think they're together anymore. And then another person said, oh, that's sad. And then King had the nerve to reply, I can confirm that I left that situation. I hate that Quad put this person on our TV. How dare him get up there under somebody's comment and put her business out there like that? I mean, it's his business too, but this is a trip. People have been speculating, though, that they had broken up because her IG is more just her and she's back to her City Girl Quad, which actually I love City Girl Quad. Even I don't care for Quad. I don't like this fake IVF storyline. CC came in, one of my moderators, one of my friends, one of the A1 Day Ones. Good evening at Sandra P's Gen Extra, Mama 59 Works, Mama B's, Trish 612, everyone. Thank you so much. Sharon Garbold is in here, Low Tempo Life. Sarah Hill, thank you so much for coming in. Hi, Sandra P in chat. Their relationship was always fake. I thought I saw chemistry the first season, Sharon, but a lot of people did not like King, thought that he was just brought on there to kind of challenge Dr. Greg and to torment him and Sweet Tea. So I could see that. I can see it. TNTG Mom is speaking to CC saying hello. Yeah, I think so. We'll see. I don't know. It looks like something else is going on. So that is all that was mainly going on in the YouTube streets and then political discourse. Oh, I had one more thing. This is from another show that I covered. This is Lisa freaking Renner. And this got on my nerves because we know she got into it with Colton, who in my opinion should have never been cast. He has a long history of stalking. He was on The Bachelor, and when he broke up with the young lady from The Bachelor, she had to take a restraining order out against him. She dropped it after they made some type of agreement. But as people found that out, a lot of us feel like he should not have been cast. Let me read a few more comments and I'll show you. It's just everyone speaking to each other. Cece says, I'm not into Quad and I never cared for King. Yeah, I guess I'm glad this fake couple, it looks like it is now, has blown up. Now we'll see what's going to happen with the VIN number situation. Remember Simone was joking about looking up VIN numbers, but there was a large creator who already looked it up and kind of traced it to not being King's. It was somebody else's. I think it was the Rolls or the Bentley. Somebody had reported it stolen. Y'all saw she showed up to Family Fun Day for Dr. Heavenly in a Ferrari. So he does have a luxury rental car business, but something kind of crazy goes on with that. So I'm not sure. I heard Colton was supposed to be on Watch What Happened Live, but his appearance was changed. Yeah, he ended up, they sent Michael Rappaport. So I don't know if Colton canceled it. They canceled it. Rumor is that he went pretty far in the season and they're really trying to sanitize him and do things with the edit, but he's so repulsive and creepy, it's not helping. You see the way he stalked Lisa through that castle and he's like, I want to hold a housewife hostage. If you have temporary restraining order and stalking in your past, you shouldn't joke about holding people hostage, even in terms of a game. But I'll show you what Lisa said.
Oh, yeah, right. When hell freezes. Here's what I think. Remember when Colton comes in and basically is trying to get me to say, oh, yeah, I'm a traitor and I'm going to take you along with me. Oh, yeah, right. When hell freezes over and when pigs fly, Colton. But here's what I have to say. Now, I never thought like that in the game because I'm just not that smart. I just don't have strategy. But what it did make me realize is Rob is riding very hard for Colton. Why is that, do you think? Because maybe he and Colton have the same thing that Colton was trying to do with me. They have an understanding, and they're going to protect each other at the round table. Because how do you come up with that? My brain wouldn't have. I mean, that's not saying a lot, but you know what I mean? Colton kind of gave himself away in that moment because I was like, well, how would you know to do that if you're not doing that with somebody else? Like Rob R. That's what I came up with. Anyway, I was glad that I got to snap Colton back. Colton needed to be put in his place finally. He was begging for it. So I feel like I did it, like, just nonchalantly. It's like not full Rinna. Full Rinna would have, like, scorched his ass, right? But you know what? I don't have enough energy for him to scorch his ass. Like, I can't be bothered. You don't pay me enough to scorch Colton's ass. Like, who cares, right? That banquet, everything that Alan is saying, iconic, legendary television. Yeah. Okay, toodles. Here's what I think. Remember
Okay,
when Colton comes in?
that wasn't the one. Now she put out one where she was like, Colton and I are fine. So that on that one, she's kind of giving the game up a little bit. Now, Mama B said that she thought Rob and Colton had something where Rob might have even told Colton who the traitors were. None of that shocked me. I've been on threads and people are giving Rob all this credit for his game and kind of downing Candace about writing Rob's name down and all this kind of stuff that it's going to blow her game up. I think that with Rob targeting Lisa and now her being banished, and then now with Candace's name ringing bells in the castle because of Colton, and I think Rob has said that. I don't know. I think these two are cheating, y'all, and it doesn't shock me because there's always a certain demographic. If they get a chance to cheat, they will cheat in front, behind the scenes, however they want to. So I don't know. I did hear he was supposed to be on Watch What Happens Live, and they sent Michael Rappaport instead. So that's curious just to see what's going to happen. So everybody, I think that was the last topic that I had. I didn't get to save. There was a cute little TJ Lovelady who does the little babies. He did one of Quad and Giselle, where Quad was eating up Giselle. That little Quad baby was so cute. Both of them were. But I don't think that I got a chance to put that well. I could actually share it. So you'll just see the regular outstream as I end the live. Thank you all so much for joining Sandra P's Gen Extra. 83 degrees where low tempo life is, and 20s to 30s with the rest of us. So stay safe, stay warm. If you don't have to be on the road, don't. If you had to work or had to get out, be safe, please. And I will leave Cece's comment up. Have a blessed week, everyone. Thank all of you. I'll see you in the YouTube streets. Thank you so much, Mama Bees. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. And I appreciate you stopping through the live. One of my moderators and my friend. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much, Shara Hill. Sweet sleep to everyone. Yes. Bye.
I don't think that he's good for you. How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion! Don't you get it? Why can't anybody have an opinion but you? That I don't think that he's good. That I